All right, folks, it's Wednesday, July 26th. We're at Gulfport Dragway for their Wednesday night test and tune / gamblers race. A beautiful day today. A little warm, but not terribly warm. Low 90s. I think their start time is about 7 p.m. tonight. It's about 6:20 or 6:25 right now, so 35 minutes, get some racing action going. I'm gonna do a bunch of filming tonight. Hopefully get some good shots from the starting line, finish line. Tonight's gamblers race is 8 mile. They do turn on the quarter-mile clock, so if you wanted to make a quarter-mile pass and get a time slip, you can do that, which some folks do. We're going to talk to Gene Smoltz in a little while. Gene's a bracket racer, index racer, been racing for a long time. He's been having a good bit of success lately, so we're going to interview him a little bit. And hopefully later we'll get to sit down with Gaylon Rolison, the Gulfport Dragway track manager / operator, and get to talk to him for a little bit, see how things are going here. Improvements have been made, what they have planned for the future. I can tell you they've made quite an investment here over the last year. Bought a bunch of new track equipment, got a jet dryer, scrubber, tire rotator to drag the track with. They painted the starting line. They've got a new winter circle for pictures. Put in a new PA system, boosted up the wattage for the radio so you can tune your radio in and listen to the announcers. They put in a bunch of LED lighting and all up and down the track. And if you raced here some years ago, the lighting was definitely an issue here. I think they've solved that. The lighting's way better now. They put some new lighting on the return road, which helped a lot because it was very dark down there at night. So looking forward to hearing the cars rumble this evening and getting y'all some good video. So we're here at Gulfport Dragway in Gulfport, Mississippi with track manager and operator Gaylon Rolison. Gaylon, thanks for taking time out of your busy schedule to speak with us, and hope the folks on YouTube at Wolverine Racing enjoy this interview.
That's awesome. Yeah, no, Mike, anytime for you, man. You've been part of Gulfport Dragway longer than I've been a part of it, so I mean, we've always been time for you and Wolverine Racing.
Thanks, Gaylon. So you've been promoting drag racing for more than 20 years that I know of now, and you've taken a huge step in the last year by forming a partnership with Rick Cummins and Tommy Castanado, and taking over the operation of Gulfport Dragway. So what's your vision for Gulfport Dragway for the future?
First of all, you know, when we came into this opportunity, which I never would have thought 10, 20 years ago that I'd ever have this opportunity. You know, it is my bucket list item to be able to run and own a racetrack at some point in time in my life, and never really thought it would ever materialize, but it did, and here we are, you know, running and operating, you know, probably one of the most prestigious drag strips in the South. You know, Gulfport Dragway's been here. This is its 50th anniversary, so I mean, it's more than just a money thing for us. It's about carrying on the legacy of such a great facility that we all have ties to, and we feel like if we do the things we need to do, the money's going to take care of itself.
So I didn't realize it was the 50th anniversary. That's really cool. Yeah. That is. So you and your team have made a significant investment in this place over last year, both with time and money, and it shows. And so tell us about some of the improvements that you've made here at Gulfport Dragway over the last year.
Well, and this is no particular order, but first thing we started off is we asked the racers, of all the improvements, what would you like to see first? And the consensus was lighting and the return road. So the first thing we did was we put up more additional lighting on the return road. We paved the return road, and we also put LED lighting, new poles, new lighting closer to the track, all the way to the 1/8 of a mile. And we're in the process. I think next week the whole 1/4 mile will be complete with that, and we'll be taking our old poles and putting them back in the pits for more lighting. We've upgraded the speaker system. We got more speakers coming in, I think tomorrow or like next week. We've also invested a lot in equipment. We purchased a jet dragster, a jet dryer. So we have our own jet dryer, and that changes everything with a race, promoting a race, deciding whether to move forward with a race with a marginal weather forecast. So we now have our own very own track dryer. We also have a rotator now that we invested in. We also have a track scrubber. We purchased a new sprayer, a new track sprayer, that evenly spray our glue to make our processes of spraying that a little bit more efficient. And we also have bought a couple of new blowers, and we also invested in a track scraper. So between all of that, we're probably into it about for close to $150,000, $200,000. But that's the stuff we felt like we had to do, so we did it. We put a camera system up on the starting line, so especially in races where racers have a question about how a race transpired, we can explain that through a time slip and with video. Some other things racers don't know about is, a lot of tracks don't have spare computer systems. If their computer goes down, they're in a tough spot. Well, not only do we have one extra computer spare, we have 2 spare computers. So if one goes down, we've got 2 more in the back, because that's not a good feeling to have a race and something happen, you get a glitch or just whatever, and you can't race. So we've got 2 spare computers. We've upgraded our winter circle. If you haven't seen it, my biased opinion is we've got one of the better looking winter circles around. We have a new Christmas tree up, a new AccuTime tree that we just installed. There's so many other things that we've done that we've upgraded downstairs for the girls downstairs. We've upgraded the concession stand. We've upgraded the drainage. That was another thing, racers, was drainage. From now compared to 2 years ago, if you went out of rain on a Thursday, we might have been in trouble. But now it drains 100% better. For instance, we had a Cars and Coffee event Saturday night, and we were in the middle of it, and it rained. It was a horrible rain. It was bad for about 15 minutes, but in about 30 minutes, all this right here that used to be saturated was dry. So we made a significant investment in drainage also. So
I've been here in the past year when there's been inclement weather, rain, and there's been weekends where I never would have thought in a million years that the race would have got pulled off, and you and your team pulled it off. And so kudos to you and all the folks that work with you, because it's working. What you're doing is working.
It's not my team. I'm just part of a team. It's me, Britt, and Tommy. Those guys have made significant contributions in time and effort, and so it's a 3-headed monster, you would say. We all complement each other in different ways. We come up with our best ideas when we're at this table discussing ideas, and also we have our families that support us. Mike, you're very familiar with my family, Jennifer and Morgan. That you watch my kids grow up at the racetrack. And Britt, his family, Deanna, and Tommy's wife Stephanie, she runs the concession stand. So there's so many working pieces, and me, Britt, and Tommy are just a little small part of it.
Great. So looking forward over the next year or two, what improvements do you have planned for Gulfport Dragway? What can we look forward to?
Well, our next target thing is hopefully by the end of this year or into early next year, concrete guardrails is our next target, and doing a track grinding on the surface to get our surface in better shape. It's not bad now, but there's some improvements that we would like to make to give the racer more value at Gulfport Dragway. That's just some of the things.
So you promote a lot of events.
the Great American Bracket Race, a lot of popular events, foot brake 150, bottom bulb 150, turkey bash, and now you put on what I thought was just a phenomenal race during Christmas in 2022, Christmas on the Coast for junior dragsters. It was just an absolute unbelievable event with just hundreds of junior dragsters here. So what, as a promoter, what draws you to junior dragster racing?
It's easy. It's the future of our sport. I mean, you have to cultivate new talent for our sport to carry on. I mean, it's just like in anything else, you have to recruit and you have to get kids interested in the sport, because we're already at a disadvantage a little bit from what I understand, because kids can go-kart racing at a younger age. They can get it in the junior dragster. So I've always thought that junior dragster racing plays a significant part in our sport for the simple fact that's our future, you know. And another piece of that, it's more than just about racing. You can teach these kids a lot of life lessons at the staging lanes, you know, taking care of stuff, you know, just being disciplined and just everything you do. So there's a couple of pieces that makes it very important to me.
And for those of you that don't know, at every King of the Coast junior dragster race, Gaylon has a drivers meeting with all the junior dragster drivers and their crews, which is mainly the parents and family. But Gaylon always likes to throw a life lesson in there for the kids, and I just think that's great. It's wonderful.
Well, I mean, we're trying to teach these kids, you know, life lessons, you know, because I mean, some of these kids are 16, 17, they're becoming young adults, and life's about to get real for them. They don't even know.
It's true.
You know, so we just try to give them encouragement and let them know that their future is in their hands and nobody else's hands, and always try to make the best possible decisions, because we want to see them to be, you know, we want to see them to contribute to the sport of drag racing and contribute to us as a people to, you know, be a great person.
That's great. So last question, Gaylon, I know you're a busy man and you've got things going on this Wednesday night. So I know you're a devoted family man. Family's like top tier for you, right? So they play a huge role in your career as a promoter.
Oh, yeah.
and a huge role here at Gulfport Dragway. So tell us about some of these folks that help you pull off these events week after week.
I think that's a two-part answer, because up till last November, it was just me and Jennifer on the King of the Coast stuff, and so I have to thank my wife more than anything, because she's been side by side with me for a lot of years. When we first got started in promoting, we struggled for a lot of years. You know, we didn't come out ahead a lot. And she never once tried to tell me to quit. She always encouraged me, no matter how good or how bad it was. And after a while, it got better and better and better, and we built our reputation. But without her, I definitely could have done it, because she does a lot of the stuff behind the scenes that nobody sees. And if those things don't get done, the races don't happen. So, and she has a full-time job. I have a full-time job. So, I mean, she has sacrificed a lot for me to chase my dream. And so I have to give her a whole bunch of credit. I got to thank my kids, because my kids understand what my dream is. And, and now they're part of it. Morgan works with us. Kendall works with us. So, I mean, my family, it means a lot for me to have my families, to be able to be there with me, to share the successes, to share the failures, because they've always been encouraging. We've had races where we didn't do well, where we had to cancel at the last minute, and my kids will always be the first one to say, "Daddy, it's gonna be all right." And that means a lot, man. For me, that your family has your back, and when they have your back, it makes things a little better. And now that we've expanded the race promotions group, me and Tommy go way back. Me and Britt go way back through Great American Bracket races. And now with them two, because they bring so much to the table, so much knowledge. They know so many people, and with their families, with Tommy's wife Stephanie, daughter Anna Grace, Britt's wife Deanna. I mean, having us all one big race promotion group's family is it's a special thing, and it's cool, and I can't thank them enough, because I definitely couldn't do this without them.
thanks a lot, Gaylon, for having this interview with me.
Yes.
And wish you a lot of success in all your future events.
Well, I appreciate it, and thanks for the opportunity to come on here, man. I mean, I always make time for Wolverine Racing. I mean, the Firamuska family has been a part of the King of the Coast and Gulfport Dragway for a very, very long time. And they're part of the history of Gulfport Dragway that we want to carry on along with all the other stuff. So I really appreciate it.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.